Hi, I'm Maury Tamron with the Art Appreciation Committee for the Chatsworth Avenue Elementary School in Larchmont. And I'm here today to present to you the project that we're going to be doing for the spring 2012, which we're happy to announce is Greek pottery. We're very excited about it. There's a lot of information that we will have on another video talking about the history of Greek pottery and the presentation we'll be making to the children. What I'm doing here today is demonstrating the actual pottery making that we will be doing in the class after the presentation is given to the children. The art committee, Amy and Jill and Allison, and I have put together all these materials which we'll present at the parent volunteer meeting and will be filmed and posted online. So what I'd like to do before we get started is to talk about the materials that we will have. The children will be using this Mexican pottery, and it's this red clay, and it's a self-drying clay, so it should dry very quickly, and it's very nice to use it. We've done a lot of research about the different clays available, and we're pretty happy with this. So that's our main material. As you know, the Greek pottery is primarily the reddish color clay with the black glaze on it. So we are going to be using an acrylic paint, which we will be dispensing for each child. They don't need very much at all, hardly anything, a tablespoon or so. So each child will be able to use that. We've also we'll have about, 100 brushes available. So each child should have an opportunity to use a number of different sizes. I found that the smaller ones tend to work well, but maybe the younger children will feel more comfortable with the bigger brushes. We'll be using toothpicks to work with the clay and also to do some incising on the surface of the pot when the pots are actually formed. And then for cleanup, we have wipes and paper towels. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to make a small version of a pot, and this is something that we will be showing to the children in the presentation. But one of the things that we need to talk to the children about is some of the basic important elements of Greek art generally, as demonstrated by a pot, which is a sense of balance and symmetry, and of course a beautiful classical line. Another thing that I think is important is to talk about is the fact that these pots, just like this, would be a vase, which is sort of a static item. But once you put handles on it, you add that element of usefulness, which is very important. Even those are works of art, they were used as well. So the handles are going to be an important part of this. So let's get right to it, shall we? So we are going to have 25 pounds of clay per class. So that works out roughly to a pound of clay. This is a smaller batch that I just bought so that I could test the clay. So as you see, it's very easy to work with. It's not really tough like regular clay. So you'll be handing out a nice sized chunk to every student, and what I would just have them do is just mold it a little bit to get it warmed up. That helps with the malleability of the material. So have the children think about what form they are going to be trying to create. We will have in the presentation one of the posters with a number of different classical shapes that were used commonly in ancient Greece. I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do a little amphora, a jug, which is not unlike the picture I just showed you. It has a foot, and it has handles. So I'm going to take off a few small pieces to reserve for that. In fact, I think I'm going to make the foot the base first. So I'm just going to roll a little ball here and pat it down. This will be the foot. And one of the things I found, if you roll it a little bit on the side, you get sort of a nicer edge. Now this is a technique that you might want to talk to the children about, is when you're putting pieces of clay together, you make a little incision like that. And then the next piece, I'm going to make a double foot just to give it a little more height. You make another set of little incisions. And I have a little bit of water here. So you put a little water here and here, and that just makes them stick together a little bit better. And then you just press it down. So I have my little foot. I'm doing this quickly just to show you that it can be done within the period of time that we have, which is about 40-45 minutes. Okay, so here's our little foot. Great. Ta-da. Now the clay is really nice and easy to work with. As I mentioned, I used a number of different clays, and they tended to collapse in on themselves. So I have a little collection of very strange looking pots at my house. But as I said, I'm going to make this pot that's a little bit narrower at the base. So I'm rolling it into almost a conical shape and smoothing it a little bit. Okay. I just want to say I'm not a potter, so I'm just kind of winging it like everybody else. Okay. Okay, so then I wanted to mention that the potter's wheel is a very old invention, actually. It's about, it's more than 4,000 years old. So some people do coil pots, but we're just going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to just push into my wad of clay and start making the walls thinner and thinner and thinner. So you can just, it's almost like a pinch pot, really. So I just go round and round and round, and you see that a volume in the interior is taking shape. Now I'm trying to keep that idea of the profile or the silhouette of the pot so that